K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we're expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at advertise@k98talk.org. K98talk.com, a leader in internet radio. So grab your seatbelts and take the ride of your life on K98talk.com.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
Intergalactic planetary.
Welcome to the podcast you've always wanted. It's The Right Angle with Bill and Leslie.
Well, now, hi everybody. Welcome to a kind of special night on The Right Angle with Bill and Leslie. I'm Leslie, he's Bill. Hi, Billy.
I'm watching Reservoir Dogs.
Hello. And I thought
it's pretty good. Relax. Not a big deal.
Okay, well the latency seems to be coming back under control. Hang on a second, let me see if we're broadcasting now. If I could find anything on my phone.
I am drinking beer, by the way.
This keeps up, I might join you. Okay, let me tune in.
I'm actually having root beer.
I'm drinking vodka and Fresca.
Apparently people can sort of hear us, but it's like a funhouse kind of thing.
Like I said, I have no idea what's going on.
Man, diet.
Everything's playing.
I'll figure it out.
Apparently, I was lied to about the internet speed that was available out here.
It's a bummer.
Oh, well, I can hear myself talking now, so we're broadcasting again.
Well, yeah, apparently everybody's been able to hear you for the last minutes.
Okay, so I guess we're broadcasting again, so knock yourselves out. Keep going for as long as we can.
Okay.
Okay, all. Well, here we go.
That was fun.
I swear I did not do any voodoo to sabotage my last show. But K98Talk.com is broadcasting from a new location with, I think, some glitches in the internet connection over there. So we are going to try to continue the show. We would appreciate your feedback in the chat or on Twitter as to whether or not you can continue hearing us. So where I understand we left off was that Billy was watching Reservoir Dogs, and that's relevant because among our many topics tonight, including the Ayatollah Corleone, panicky movie theaters about Star Wars lightsabers, masks, and blasters, and the Democrats violating Apple's trademarks, we want to launch first with Hollywood's Quentin Tarantino, who made some unpopular statements about law enforcement last week, and now he's either issued a non-apology or he's doubled down, and I'm not sure which it is. Bill?
It's actually a little bit of both. It's actually
what's
both,
going on?
strangely enough. Well, he attended a rally which was hosted by the Revolutionary Communist Party and its co-founder, Carl Dix, who is just about the only black communist you'll ever find in your life. And while he was at this rally, he said some things that were no bueno. He said that
No bueno.
he's and they need to be brought under control and da 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 da. You know, the normal shtick. And so he issued an apology today, which is after a bunch of police groups saying that they were going to picket his newest movie coming out, The Hateful Eight. He issued an apology, which was not really an apology so much as it was him saying, all cops are not murderers. My critics are trying to silence and intimidate me.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, that's the pompous dickhead version of it's just too nuanced for you to understand, so it's not my fault if you don't understand it. So, yeah. Of course, the police union fired back saying, you know, is this nigga serious? Like, you call that an apology? So, yeah, so that happened.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot that's interesting about this. I think first of all, how are you going to walk it back when you were at an anti-police rally? You're at an anti-police rally saying there's some murderers going on, and I'm going to call the murderers murderers. How are you going to say a week later that, oh no, I wasn't talking about everybody. I was talking about these isolated cases. Well, you know who talks about isolated cases of police brutality? Me and you and people that don't attend anti-police rallies.
Hosted
and are
by
like featured
Revolutionary
speakers.
Communist Party.
Sponsored by who? Say it again, please, so everybody knows.
The Revolutionary Communist Party.
Yeah.
Who,
so
by
it's
the
like,
way, whose founder, Bob Avakian, hasn't been seen in public in 20 years. Nobody has seen him ever. Like, no one has seen him since, like, 2000... Since, like, I think 99 or 2000. I mean, it's been
I wouldn't be
almost 20
surprised.
years.
I wouldn't be surprised if Quentin Tarantino's seen him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Quentin Tarantino has seen a couple of fags up close either. Just saying.
Just saying.
Sorry, not sorry.
So the other thing about this is I think this is going to be a real interesting experiment as to how far in the bubble the Hollywood left is going to go versus how far the American people, and particularly law enforcement, who has been, figuratively beat down for nigh upon a year now, how far they're going to go. And I don't think it's good either way, because you see increasing numbers of police unions. Originally, I think it was L.A., New York, Chicago, many of the big city police unions calling for a boycott of this. Now, more recently, you have Border Patrol unions, Border Patrol agencies calling for boycotts of this. And I, for one, am not really a fan of organized boycotts, because I think that's contrary to the free market. I'll personally boycott whoever I want. I'll personally not consume or pay money to whatever business I want. I've never been a fan of organized boycotts, but you got now. I don't know, because when you're an organization that your lives are now in danger because of this rhetoric, maybe that's something different. What do you think about that?
I think if you're going to get your opinions on social justice from a guy who dropped out of freshman year of high school and fucked around working in a porno theater and at a video store most of his first 10 years of his adult life, you probably shouldn't vote anyway. So,
well, I mean, I think that's very funny, because I think that's kind of a statement of the organizers who invited him on the mic.
Yeah, I mean, Quentin Tarantino is probably the most piss-poor spokesman / person you could ever want.
/ person.
For just about anything. Right? Because he decries violence, yet he makes a fucking movie where a 12-year-old girl gets hit in the fucking face with a mace. He talks about the brutality of inner city life, but he makes a blaxploitation rape fetish movie about a black guy who takes a white girl prisoner. He talks about the evils of the Holocaust, but says that we should, admire them on some level in Inglourious Bastards. So, I mean, look, this guy dropped out of freshman year of high school because he couldn't take it. He worked in a porno theater for 3 years, and then the next 8 years of his adult life were spent working in a video store where he basically smoked weed all day and watched Clash of the Titans. His words, not mine. So, I mean, if you want to take your societal cues from a man who is obviously intellectual trash, be my guest, because I don't think he knows anything about anything. I don't know. I don't think Quentin Tarantino knows his ass from a hole in the wall. That's just my guess.
Yeah, that would be funny at his house. I think what's really remarkable about this story is that his own cousin was a mounted police officer for many years, and his own father, interestingly, or obviously, his estranged father actually went on to national broadcast to decry what he said. And I think his own father has ties to filmmaking as well. And the father is releasing like some films in support of law enforcement. Did you see that?
I gotta be because he basically had Quentin with this lady with his mother, and then that was pretty much it. They just broke up, and that was it.
Just saying.
And he just kind of abandoned him as a kid. So, I mean, his dad is not really that great of a guy. I don't think he's really all that into police. I think this is a CYOA thing because he's kind of a D-list actor. And I think...
The father?
Yeah, the father's
Fascinating.
not... He's C-list at best. So, I mean...
Wow.
So, I think this is more of a...
Opportunistic.
Oh, fuck, this could stink up my career too. What little of it exists, so
or opportunity.
Better get out in front of this.
Yeah, or hey, but the other thing is even perhaps let's just say, given the father a little bit of the benefit of the doubt that this is something he does have a value here, or like he has values here in support of law enforcement. He's finding a PR wave to ride on.
Hey,
Barnum, hey,
you know, I don't
support that. Yeah.
Barnum said there's no such thing as bad publicity, so.
That's right. Okay. We have so much to move on to, and of course, our favorite topic of all time, Star Wars. And now Star Wars intersects with PC and what I would consider fascism. And so Bill found this story this week, and we both got a big kick out of it. What happened?
I went to the movie theater website for AMC Theaters, who are the second or third largest movie chain in the United States, to see if there were any specific policies or advice they had regarding this movie, because I've been to large movie premieres before and they're absolutely fucking chaotic. I've never been to one on the scale of Star Wars that I really remember the logistics of. So I don't know what this is going to look like. So I thought, let me go to the AMC website, see if they, because generally with really, really, really big movies like this, sometimes they tell you, like, get there like 45 minutes before the movie starts, so everybody can get their ticket and get a seat and whatever.
So it's like a crowd control thing too.
Yeah. So I tend to, I don't usually do that, but I sometimes tend to go to the theater website when it's a really big movie like this. Like, for example, with the James Bond movie Spectre, I got an early ticket for that for Thursday, and they said to come about 20 minutes before the movie started because there's also some kind of like prizes they're giving out and stuff, and they want people to be there. I don't know. So, because I'm going to the premiere in New York, I'm not going to the one here in Jersey. So I went to the website, and it said, don't bring blaster rifles, weapons, or anything else that might make other people feel uncomfortable.
Or that simulates a weapon.
Yeah, or that simulates a weapon that may make other people uncomfortable. And then it goes on to say not to bring a mask. You can dress in a costume, but you can't bring a mask and you can't wear face paint. Also, lightsabers have to be turned off.
Well, we lost you, Billy. We can't hear you. Billy, I think, muted his mic or lost his mic. Ricky, can you hear him?
I can't hear him at all anymore. I could hear him for a little bit, but...
Yeah, he faded out. Well, I can continue this story while we get him back because this story is so damn hilarious. It's bring your lightsabers, but don't turn them on in the theater. but again, the thing that was
You guys hear
absolutely
me now?
hilarious.
Yeah, we got you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so go on.
See what
continue.
happened was.
Oh yeah, so bring your lightsaber. Don't turn it on in the theater. Leave your simulated blasters at home. We don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. Don't wear masks. And at first glance, we actually thought it said don't bring lightsabers, but we thought it was worthwhile to talk about because even if you can bring your lightsabers, like, don't wear masks. 50% of the characters in the new movie, let alone the rest of the saga, wear masks. But
Yeah, that's sort of the whole
now, in 2015, that's going to make people too uncomfortable.
Yeah, it might be triggering for people.
And it's just an unbelievable, unbelievable sign for us of sort of the state of affairs of this day and age that, like the saga, the story, the fantasy that so many of us grew up on, people might be too either people might be too sensitive or the powers that be might determine that people are too sensitive to even watch real people impersonating those characters in real life.
Yeah, because
go ahead.
Yeah, because in a movie about, Han Solo, who's essentially a drug dealer.
A drug dealer.
And, a guy who basically snaps his fingers and murdered 25 fucking million people. No, murdered 25 fucking million people living on Alderaan. Killed some space teddy bears and, Return of the Jedi. Yeah. This is what we're worried about.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, have you seen this movie before?
And seriously, we totally believed, and I completely believed when Bill told me the first headline that they were saying don't bring lightsabers, and we're laughing our asses off because we're like, that ain't even a real weapon. That doesn't even exist, but it might intimidate people. But you know what else doesn't exist? A Pop-Tart gun. But that apparently scares children.
None of the just safe spaces. Safe spaces.
Yeah. So it's, a sort of it's a reflection for us, particularly as lifelong huge fans of science fiction in general and this movie for New Jersey and who else knows where it's going on in the rest of the nation, for them to actually have to say this. And I'm not sure if it's because of the trigger warning or if it's because people might be concerned and there's a legitimate concern of, and this is something that I have a concern about. If you want to have a copycat theater shooter, what better time and place to do it than this, this new movie that a generation has waited for? But banning fake blasters and masks is not going to stop the nut from causing havoc.
Yeah. So thanks for making me feel really comfortable about going to see the movie on the 17th.
Welcome. Can't wait till we go see it together afterward.
Hoping to be alive by then.
And I got to say something else. I'm interested, and we will never know, but I'm interested in knowing how many people who have concealed carry licenses or don't need them in their states are going to disobey any gun-free zone rules in theaters because it's obviously a target.
This is true.
This is obviously a target. If you want to make a spectacle and be a copycat, how much more of a packed theater will you ever get than this?
Probably nowhere else.
probably nowhere in a generation. So, but again, so why is New Jersey? I mean, New Jersey, right? That's already tough for concealed carry anyway. Gun or New York, you're going to New
York. Have concealed carry.
Yeah, right. I'm wondering if it were me, as particularly if I were a parent, bringing my children. And for some reason, I was dumb enough to try to schlep my children opening weekend in particular. I think I would feel compelled to carry my firearm into that thing, because you don't know who wants to make you. I mean, we don't feel safe anymore, period. And we're not relying on the government to secure our safety anymore.
Well, I'm sure the kids that work at AMC theaters will do a great job.
Really? Sure, great job kicking us out for spilling our popcorn.
Yeah.
But we're still excited, and we're not. Here's one thing we're not talking about tonight. There is a horrible, life-threatening theory about Jar Jar Binks being the mastermind of everything behind Star Wars, and how there's going to be a big reveal of him being like even superior to the Emperor in the next trilogy. And if that's the case, none of you will ever see me again, and we're not talking about it here.
Yeah, let's not.
No, we're not going to talk about it. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, the Democrats usurping trademarks for iPhone app, and hopefully they're going to get spanked down for that. Ayatollah Corleone says nothing personal, it's just business. And then we talk about our favorite episodes. Back in a minute.
This is JD.
And this is Stacy.
Join us Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, for Game On. Remember,
lock up the children and the old folks.
Game On, the home of liberservative conservatism.
Where no one is safe, no one is spared, not even the hosts.
Oh, that was supposed to be a spin cycle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We love you anyway. Right round, baby.
Self-monitoring
right
Ebola radio strikes again.
Anyway.
Anybody see the host monkey? Where's the host monkey? Where's the host monkey? For God's sake, I need an antidote. Just do your rant. Let's pop out of the segment.
Find us on Twitter at JD and Stacy.
You're listening to K98Talk.com.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members or their families, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep them secure for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
And we're back. The Democrats did something hilarious this week, as they do most weeks, but I don't think anybody picked it up faster than Billy. And I don't think anybody can explain it faster than Billy. They really screwed with Apple in a bad way, and we think Apple's going to bite them back.
They basically created a fake ad where they took Marco Rubio and they made him Caucasian for some reason. which is really weird.
Because he's
And then-
Republican.
Yeah, except, now he looks more like the people running on the Democratic side.
That's right.
Anyway.
Oh, they give him gray hair, too?
I don't remember, actually. That's neither here nor there. So they released this stupid ad, and it's like, don't download Marco Rubio. And they used Marco on the front of an iPhone 4S. And it was like a mock-up of an app that doesn't exist, basically. And Apple is going to kick their ass for that because they basically took images of the App Store that Apple was using on their own website and photoshopped them to just include the Marco stuff. So, not good.
So, thousands and thousands of companies develop and offer apps. But what's proprietary to Apple is the App Store. And you might get in trouble. Sorry?
The design of it, quite frankly, too.
Yeah. So, and also the phone, but let's just forget about that. So if you are just going to randomly, fabricate that there's an app or fabricate an image of an app on a phone, you're probably okay because there would have to be a company, an app development company that thinks that your fabrication, your graphic is similar to theirs to have a problem with you. But when you, without permission, show an image or a fabricated image of the Apple App Store on your ad, you got problems.
Yeah, you're just asking for shit to come down on you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Apple has gone after people dozens and dozens and dozens of times for way less. So the idea that they can get away with this is, quite frankly, somewhat funny to me. And I don't think they will. I think Apple will send them an email and say, hey guys, cut this shit out. And they've been in trouble for this before. This isn't the first time.
And the Democrats have been in trouble, right?
Yeah, the Democrats did this about 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago when Steve Jobs is still alive, they did this. And they got, raked over the coals for it. And he basically told them, he was like, yeah, don't fuck around with our stuff anymore, because if you do, I'm going to sue you into the fucking ground. And they were like, okay.
And I think the funny thing is that it's extremely unlikely that anybody who came up with this nonsense now was even around when Steve Jobs, even 4 or 5 years ago when Steve Jobs says don't do this. I think these, whatever brats came up with this now wasn't around then.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, it's probably just some moron with Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. Hey, this is going to be funny. Hey, I'm a genius.
Not really.
I'm going to get a free latte every morning for a week.
Yeah, no. It's so stupid, like I said, because they're going to get in trouble for this. Apple is going to send them an email from, their legal counsel guy, Brian, it's Brian Sewell, I think. I mean, they're going to get raked for this, and it's not even worth it, because ultimately they'll just have to take it down. So I don't see why even bother. And it's clearly what I think the most fucked up thing is that it's clearly an Apple promotional ad that they photoshopped. You still hear me?
I've got you. I don't know where Leslie went again, though.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
I hit the phone wrong. No, what I was saying was, the guy is gonna, the guy or lady, whoever did this, is gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna get a free latte for a week because I'm so clever.
Yeah, we heard that part. We just didn't hear the part after that.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah, I this is really, I don't know. They're going to get raked for this, and it's not going to be good, so fuck them.
Mm.
Stupid assholes. And like I said, what's so fucked up about it is that they clearly stole this from an Apple promotional ad. Like, this came from... This is an actual Apple press image that they used, that they manipulated to do this.
Right. So it'll be interesting. I'm going to be interested in the updates about this story because I certainly hope Apple's not going to let it go.
I'm sure they're going to tell them to take it down.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Ayatollah Corleone. AP reports today that the Iran Ayatollah says, "Oh, death to America." When we say that, we're not talking about you people, you Americans. It refers to U.S. policy.
Okay.
He said this so this was comments on his official website.
Seems
on
legit.
Tuesday. Yeah, it's totally legit, right? Ayatollah Ali Khamenei discussed the slogan. Listen. This is my favorite story of the day. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei discussed the slogan while meeting with Iranian students ahead of the anniversary of the takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran on November 4th, 1979. Militant students stormed the compound and took 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. This is the anniversary on which Ayatollah Corleone is saying it's not personal, America.
What I don't understand about this whole thing, and maybe you can help me, is why are their names so similar? Like,
you want to hear about similar Arabic names?
No, I mean, like, literally, there's just one vowel difference. There's Khomeini, and then there's Khamenei.
And Khomeini. Yeah, you want to hear about similar Arabic names?
No. I just want to know, are they related?
No, completely different.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
Let me tell you how similar and different Arabic names can be. In my church in central Massachusetts, my home church, there are four different families who are absolutely not related whatsoever, and all of their last names are Haddad. Haddad. You know what Haddad means you know what Haddad means in Arabic?
Goat farmer?
Smith.
Oh. Well, yeah, I mean that actually doesn't surprise me at all.
But see, there's Haddad and Haddad and El Haddad. There's Hassan, Hussein, and Al Hussein. There's Corey and Corey and Corey that are all spelled completely different.
Yeah, so it's like the difference between McDonald and MacDonald.
But are those, well, you tell me, my Kraut Mick friend. Is that the same family over there? What?
Well, yes, actually they are.
Okay, but I'm telling you all of these differences are completely different families.
They are and they aren't. MAC is Scottish and MC is Irish, and the way that it exists is because one family fled to Scotland. And for whatever reason picked up an A in the name.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So the thing is, so here's what I would give as a rule of thumb. If the families are in the United States and there's a variation on the spelling, they may be related families because the variation may have come because of immigration. If they're back overseas in the Middle East and there's variations on the spelling, there's probably no relation whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm just really bugged out by the fact that, their names are so similar. And they look the same too.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, they all look the same, and I'm one of them, and I'm saying they all look the same. You get an old man with all that stuff and all the beard, they all look the same.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was.
Wait a second. What was the story? Now I have to figure out. What
journalists have trouble remembering the names.
A lot of politicians do too.
Yeah, I've seen journalists and politicians use the names interchangeably because they don't know the difference.
I did it myself for 6 months.
Khomeini.
I did it myself for 6 months. I thought it was the same guy. I'm like, what is he, 120 years old? Is he the emperor? Is he Emperor Palpatine?
You know what's really sad is until about 10 years ago, I thought the same thing. I'm not joking.
That's not sad. That's awesome.
I had somebody tell me one time, they were like, yeah, the supreme leader of Iran, Khomeini, he I don't know, he said something, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, that motherfucker's got like 110 years old now. Like, how
Palpatine. Forget
like,
Ayatollah Corleone. Ayatollah Palpatine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how fucking old must this guy be? And like, my friend was like, he goes, no, Khomeini.
They look exactly alike.
And he's like, no, you're thinking of Khomeini. And I said, yeah, that's what you just said. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, that's what you just said, Khomeini. And he goes, no. Who's on first? Khomeini and Khomeini. They're different people. And I'm like, really? I felt like such an asshole because I didn't know that. Like, I should have known that, but I didn't.
Well, dude, feel better because I just learned the difference like 2 years ago.
Okay, that's
feel better. Seriously,
legal
Emperor
marijuana
Palpatine.
Legal marijuana initiative fails in Ohio.
We don't have time for this.
No, it still sucks in Ohio.
That's a good, I gotta say, I know a lot of people in Ohio, and if there's anywhere that you kind of want people to be able to relax with some weed, it might be Ohio.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can't tell me that the state that elected John Kasich isn't on some kind of drugs, right?
All right. We have to take our last break, and when we come back, it's all about me. It's about our favorite segments and me giving a lot of love to everybody because it's my last show. Back in a minute.
K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we're expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at advertise@k98talk.org. K98Talk.com, a leader in internet radio. So grab your seatbelts and take the ride of your life on K98Talk.com.
Not on my watch, our military service members say, as they volunteer to serve, as they move out, stand firm, and take fire. So not on our watch, we say, to the severely ill or injured veterans who can't get the care they deserve to live full and independent lives, even when there's no government funding or a nursing home seems like the only option. We won't leave one warrior behind. Not on our watch. Join us at findwwp.org.
And we're back on the last segment of my last episode on The Right Angle with Bill and Leslie. I want to start, Billy, with my final Who Knew. You ready?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And now on The Right Angle, Who Knew? Billy, you probably know this, but I'm going to ask rhetorically. In the show opening, why do I always open the show with, well, now?
No idea.
Really?
I actually don't know. It's probably from the song, but...
Yes, it's Well Now is the first lyrics in Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys, which if the show opening song, the show intro song kept playing, that's what they would say. Well, now. Don't you tell me to smile. You stick around to make it worth your while. All right. So and this has been Who Knew on The Right Angle. Okay, favorite episodes. All of our episodes really are my favorite episodes, and I love them like I would love my children. What are your favorite episodes?
The Chairman Powell episode.
Chairman Powell, I love it. I didn't have it in my list, but I absolutely love it. That was about what's her name?
Ellen Powell from Reddit.
Ellen Powell from Reddit. Sick, crazy, awesome episode. Yes.
That was one of my favorite ones. That was very funny.
Very funny. Anything else? I'll remind you. Don't worry about it.
Can't think of anything off the top of my head. Oh, the Donald Trump.
Yes. So the one that I love about Trump is the first or second one that we did, which I don't know the number was, but the one where really you introduced the not Godwin's Law. What's the other? Was it Godwin's Law? Like we just went straight Hitler. We went straight because of you. We went straight Hitler on Trump, and we said very early on, Trump is invoking anger directed towards something that's unhealthy for the country, much like early Hitler did. And way later, many well-known conservative outlets picked up on the same idea. But I don't know what episode that was. That was our first or second episode about Trump, and you led that, and that is one of my favorites. My other super favorites, episode 2, which we like totally ridiculed Earth Day, and we were freaking out over the recently released second trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens. And we were just sitting there for minutes going, it's fucking Star Wars! It's Star Wars! And we started talking. Fucking Star Wars! That was awesome. How can you forget Jonathan Hoenig?
I did remember him after I said that.
After 5 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Yes, episode 4. We were so honored to have Jonathan Hoenig from Fox News Saturday mornings. The cashing in show. He's awesome. We were very honored to have him as our guest very early on in the podcast. Episode 8, Cokes on a Plane. and minimum wage.
Oh, right.
Because I did my impression of an entitled Muslim woman social justice warrior who didn't get this soda on the airplane in the way that she wanted, and she railed on social media. So that's, if you want to hear me do a Muslim woman's voice, that's the episode to tune into. Episode 17, Cecil the Lion.
Did you see that there's a new thing now?
About what?
A lion thing, sort of.
About him or about some other lion?
It's not really a lion. ISIS found some giraffe out in the wild and basically hacked it to death and made a video about it.
I don't, okay.
Yeah,
well,
we're going to get a hashtag together for that.
I have a feeling nobody's going to be mad at that because ISIS did it. And you can't be mad at ISIS because
they're savages. They're supposed to be.
I don't know. I feel like I won't be seeing that giraffe on the Empire State Building on the light show anytime soon.
Probably not.
Yeah. So Cecil the Lion was a lot of fun. My favorite line of many from the Cecil the Lion show was because we talked quite a bit about the president of that country whose name is what? Mugabe?
Yeah, Robert Mugabe.
Robert Mugabe, who basically ate a freaking zoo full of endangered animals at his 90-something birthday party, and he hates the gays and he hates the whites. And so my favorite line of that show was they probably lured Cecil out by staging a gay pride parade because Mugabe probably feeds the gays to all the lions in his jungle. So that was fun. Remember that? And then one of our highest listened to episodes is episode 24, A Clockwork Ahmed.
Yeah, I forgot about the clock kid, although
oh my God, that freaking the little fraud and his fraud family. We were among the first to sort of pick up on the fact that he's a fraud and his family's frauds. And that's pretty well known now. The whole family has moved to Qatar, right? Has the whole family moved or the kid moved?
Oh, just him, I think.
Oh, so just the kid moved? The 14-year-old kid moved to Qatar to be under the tutelage of a school that has ties with Islamic extremists. So no worries.
You were expecting maybe Elmer Fudd? What did you... I'm not sure what you expected.
Yeah. And I got to say, one of my favorite episodes, but the one that I have to say I'm least proud of is the one, and I don't know the number, the one about the Syrian refugees and that poor drowned boy and his fraudulent father. Because I guarantee it's the only episode that I dropped more F-bombs than you did. And I'm very grateful that my mother never listened to that one because I just F-bomb out the entire segment. But a lot of guys told me it was hot.
Oh, okay.
Did you like that one?
Swearing isn't really on my list of things I find hot, but it was a good one. Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
I'm just saying.
That's so good. That's funny.
But yeah, I think I'm actually pretty proud of how quickly that family disappeared too.
I am too.
I'm really glad that most of these asswipes just, vanished into the ether. That's pretty good. I like that.
I like that. I would like to think that, amateur activists like us contribute to that.
I'd like to think so too, but you never know.
All right, we'll see. All right, so we got to conclude the show. I'm saying goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen. God willing, I'll be back on the air in some venue after the new year. For now, I have many people to thank for allowing me on the air for my first regular podcast in my life. And in the meantime, I'll be in social media, all that. First of all, thank you, Billy, for inviting me to do this with you.
Yep.
Second of all, thanks to our friends at the fantastic Politainment Network, in particular, my beloved artist, Angie, for inviting Bill and by extension me to join the Politainment podcast family. A very special thanks to our producer and head of K98talk.com, Ricky, the Grand Sith Inquisitor Robinson. And most of all, thank you to our weekly listeners and supporters on Twitter, without whom we got nothing. I love you all very much, and I love you, Billy, and thank you for being my co-host, and we'll see you all soon.
Next week, we're going to have Red Steez on, so that should be
Yay!
Cool. Talking about his National Review article.
Yay, Red Steez!
So, yeah, so next week we'll have Red Steez, and then after that we will attempt to find somebody to replace Leslie. I don't know how easy that will be, but we'll try.
Oh, thank you, Billy.
Okie doke. I think we're done.
Today, the light bulb's getting dim. There's meltdown in the sky.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98talk.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.